beyond
Well,
intro.
good evening. How you doing? Yeah, caught me
Doing
during
good, man.
yawn. I'm gonna try to stay awake through this. It's gonna be. I'm excited as could be. Today on Reverse Polarity, Side Jag, one of the shows. See, I don't even know what show I'm on. That's how much we've been doing. Which we're gonna get into here. We're gonna talk about movies and stuff. Before we get into all that, how you doing, sir?
Doing good, man. Not only doing good, doing great.
So let me ask you this: Do you ever like go to the kitchen, you grab your cup, and you put your ice in, and you put your drink in? Usually, like I drink a lot of water, so
Yeah.
that ice to water ratio, like you want to put enough ice in there so that it's super cold, but you want to make sure there's enough water in there so that you don't like have a cup full of ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I can
tough.
never, I can never get that right.
I drink an obscene amount of water at work. In fact, that's
Yeah,
the only thing I drink while I'm at work.
yeah,
And I'm just like my water consumption is mainly at work. So my 8 hour
yeah,
day at work, I'm just chugging. And it's
yeah,
true because if you put too much ice and it's like, oh, like I got 3 drinks and now it's just all ice.
yeah. So you got to
If you
get up
go
and refill.
opposite, if you go opposite, see my move, we have the little styrofoam cups that pollute the earth, but hey, it's there. That's what I'm using.
Right.
So I go half and half. I do the ice, and then I'll have
So
one
wait,
cup with
you're
just a
using a
little
little
bit of
shitty
ice.
styrofoam cup?
Yeah,
Why not bring in a cup from home?
I have one, but you can't do 2 like that. See what I mean?
I mean,
I do use the same ones all day, so there's that.
okay. Dude, a little cup like this would drive me crazy.
Well, see, what I do is I put one with 3/4 ice, water,
Right.
the other one, not even a quarter ice, like an eighth of the
Right.
cup of ice, just to keep the
So you're
water
just
kind of
doing
chill.
this.
I'm just because I got to get work done in between. So I got that. This is my setup. I go in, get my water, get that all set up, get my headphone to one headphone in so I can listen to my podcast. Then boom, open Excel, open the emails, knocking them out all day. Well,
So you can listen to like stuff while you're doing something else?
yeah, it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm working Excel sheets, it's just so it's like I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just doing.
Well, see,
No,
because for me, like, I want to listen to what I'm listening to, and I feel like, I mean, I could be like vacuuming or going for a walk or something to where I can actually pay attention to what's going on in my head. But like,
yeah,
if I have to like focus on, I can't have. I mean, I could have music playing just because I
yeah.
don't care. But like a podcast, there's no freaking way.
There's sometimes you have to pause it, but I generally, luckily, I don't do a bunch of math because Excel will do that for you. So I'm dropping, dragging numbers, and getting everything in order. It's a lot of copy and paste, a lot of pulling numbers from this report to numbers of this report so I can make sense of it.
Right.
But then when it comes like decision time, like, all right, now all the numbers are in here. I need to figure out what I need to do with them. That's like pause the headphone, figure out what the hell I'm doing, do that, and then when I go back into the mindless kind of stuff, then play the podcast.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
music all day, I've learned over the years, is you for a while it's okay, but it's just it lets your mind wander. Like, and
Well, it
especially if you're
also
doing like a mindless task out on the
right.
floor, your mind
Right.
will just wander. But if you have a podcast, it kind of keeps you engaged, and I feel like it
Hmm.
helps keep your mind a little bit sharp, depending on what you're listening to.
No, that makes sense. I
Yeah,
just I know I can't do it. I mean, I've trained myself that if I'm listening to something like that, it's escapism. So
yeah.
that's my brain saying, "Oh, let's go do this and forget about what's happening here." You know, so that would definitely freak me out.
Every now and again, one will hit you with a story, and it's like it gets you so enraptured. It's like, dude, like like I am dying to know what they're gonna say next.
Right.
And those ones like that, those are the good ones because
Yeah,
you're
but then
all
I feel like I have to stop what I'm doing.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
that's why
especially
I
with
don't
you.
edit. That's why I don't edit with the TV on anymore.
Yeah.
because I would find
Oh, I
myself
can't
like,
edit podcasts. Yeah. I literally lock myself in this room. I lock that door so no one come in here and interrupt me. And I pull the laptop out and I just edit right here until I'm done.
right.
No distractions. I can't edit with music. I can't edit with
Oh
podcasts.
no, it's got to be quiet because I'm paying attention
Yeah.
to the edit. So
Yeah, I want to hear
edit.
the sound, like what are the
Yeah,
volume levels, and if I
yeah.
have background music, what's that at? And yeah. Do I hear a little weird hiss or pop? I don't know. I probably go in a little too much on that
No,
people probably don't hear, but
oh no,
it's just,
trust me. If you looked at my edit, you'd be like, the fuck?
yeah.
That's like a million cuts. What the hell? There was a breath. It was a breath. There was a
Yeah.
pause. I can't stand
Gotta
any
be
of that
done.
shit.
When
You know.
I've been trying to simplify, so I don't want to get. I've had edits where I've had 4 layers of like A roll, B roll,
Yeah.
overlays, and then music and voice tracks. I'm trying to get. I want to stay with like in no more than 5. That's like maximum I want to do.
Well,
I'm
I
like,
feel that just comes down to the workflow.
yeah,
As far as setting up like our workflow is pretty solid because I mean we just have the shit set up, so it's like I'm never doing a voiceover. You know.
dude, I hate voiceovers. The same. I unless something's messed up, which it has been before. I'm not doing a voiceover. I'm recording it live
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And speaking of
because that's so fun. Go ahead.
recording it live, have you watched any of the Loki?
No,
Or
I
did
have
you catch
not.
up on Ahsoka? I guess
Yeah, yeah. Ahsoka's done. Ahsoka's done.
Ahsoka's done. What did you think of the ending?
I mean, it was good. It didn't catch for some reason. It just didn't. I don't know if I put it off so long, but it was good. I don't think it was bad. It just didn't catch me like I think it probably should
Well,
have.
well, okay. I don't think it was supposed to catch you. I just think it was one of
Yeah,
those things where it was like, oh, because like I said, it was one of those endings where it's like you should be upset,
right.
but you're not. It's like, oh crap, they're trapped. But are they?
That
So
the whole thing is like, what's next? Like, what's next? The dude that I talked about that you said has passed away,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Um, it's like, okay, like I feel like this guy, he's
Where
he's
was he
doing
going?
something he believes in. Yeah, he's doing something he believes in. Could be seen by some people as good, but uh,
Well, good is
as
just
our
perspective.
protagonist,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
So
like as our protagonist sees it, it's just
so a couple things that happened at the end that you probably didn't catch because you didn't watch Rebels is that the
yeah,
hand he was standing on was the father. The son was to his one side, and the one missing the face was the daughter. These are ancient beings in Star Wars, and the daughter is tied to Ahsoka because she gave her life essence of some kind to save Ahsoka at some point. There was an owl that appeared at the end that Ahsoka was watching, this little weird bird that was sitting over in the corner and then it just flew away. That is
yeah,
the essence of the daughter. So that bird is always where Ahsoka is, and that's why she said we're exactly where we need to be. Because if that bird was there, she knew that's because the bird always appears where Ahsoka should be at. So it's kind of like
right.
her North Star, so to speak. That's why she was like, "Yeah, I'm good." Um, you know, and so our young Mandalorian was like, "All right, well, if Ahsoka's cool, I'm cool. Whatever, we'll figure this out."
Yeah, we'll just roll
Um,
with it.
yeah. So there's definitely something weird going on. I don't
Yeah,
know what it'll be because
I did like
um,
when she had to actually use the Force
yeah,
because it's stated that she's like Force sensitive, but not. She's not a
yeah,
true Jedi. We
right,
everybody
yeah,
knows
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
when she's forced to use the power and she has to use it, it's like, okay, this is cool. Like
yeah,
she
yeah.
has to she's gonna get better at this. She is gonna be a full Jedi. It's just a little bit different. She's gonna be a Jedi with maybe more fighting skills than
Well,
any
yeah,
other
because she's
Jedi
Mandalorian.
because
So
she's
the
a
dark,
Mandalorian.
if you remember the dark saber Darksaber was the only other, supposedly, it was the only other
Right.
Mandalorian Jedi. So, it's not a common thing. The the two exist to fight each other.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why the Beskar armor, which is the armor that they figured out the lightsaber couldn't cut through.
Right.
So that's why they're all covered in that shit. Because they're like, oh well, if we can take your blade out of this equation, you're gonna have to fight me, other than throwing me around with the Force. But then that's why they have torches and lassos and darts and all that crap, because they can overwhelm their opponent. And the Jedi and the Mandalore have fought in the past, and it never works out well for either side.
Right.
Yeah,
I do like that they like Mando, that he's just completely incompetent with the dark saber. This is a whole nother show,
yeah.
but I
Yeah,
did
he
like
sucked.
that. Like
Yeah.
he's not. This is not for him. He's a brute force dude. He is not to be wielding the
Yeah.
dark saber as what's her name can.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right. Well, it knows that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The sword is deep in the Force. Woo! Now we're getting nerdy.
Yeah.
So it knows all that crap and just ignores it. So, or just treats him badly.
Yeah.
But so there again, I liked Ahsoka. I think this was definitely fun for me.
Yeah, I like the fight scenes were great. Like
Yeah.
the exposition, sometimes I got lost because I don't have the backstory.
Yeah.
But it was still like a lot of it was good, especially they're showing you what you need to know from the backstory. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting like 85% of it. Just I don't have
No,
that
for
last
sure.
little bit.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the thing. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I was like, ooh, this is almost as good as watching Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, and there again, it's funny because these are like classic content. So even though Ahsoka wasn't in the movies like Obi-Wan was, there's so much backstory on her from between the Clone Wars and Rebels. Like there's a ton of content that's based on her, and they just had to lean into her. Somehow they fucked that up on Boba Fett, but there again, there really wasn't a lot of usable backstory. So I felt like with Boba Fett, no one ever opened a book.
Yeah.
Where like you could write a story about Obi-Wan watching the movies and get it right. You could make a story about Ahsoka by watching the cartoons and get it right. You'd fuck that up with Boba Fett clearly, because there's not enough content
Right.
there to create. And then when you look at Andor, there's nothing. It's like, oh, it's an original story. Please
Reason.
don't do that.
Well, it's like Boba Fett. I think new Star Wars fans don't realize how small of a part he played in the original trilogy.
Right.
He was barely in them. I mean,
Yeah.
he had
It was
probably one of the
minutes.
most famous scenes in it, but
Yeah.
as far as knowing what his deal is, you just know he's a bounty hunter and he's pretty badass. He's a
And
pretty
he's the only
badass.
one that can talk to Darth Vader like, bitch,
Yeah,
please.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't tell me. Don't get up on my face, bitch. Man, I know the story, man. I will fuck you up, bro. I have all my arms and legs, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah, back then, the new one, not so much. The new one, it
Right.
sucked. I want to ride a Rancor. Ooh, whatever.
Yeah, dude. That was
Yeah.
such a disappointment. That it could have been
God,
great.
beyond a
But
disappointment. That sucks so bad.
I know. And then
Okay.
when they brought him in, the Mandalorian, I was like, "Ooh, this could be cool." And they're like, "He's gonna have his own series. This is gonna be cool."
Well, because he was cool in The Mandalorian.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you're
And
all
besides
about.
the
I was like,
mystery,
oh hell yeah, man, we're gonna get a good Boba Fett. And then you're like,
in the first 2 episodes, he's riding around with that other species with the stick and shit like that. And it's like,
yeah, the sand people.
yeah,
Tusken
like this,
Raiders.
this could have literally been like 20 minutes of one episode, and we could have moved past this.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. We don't need to. Yeah.
Then we got the hipsters on the bikes, the speeder bikes, and yeah, it just sucked. It really sucked.
It did suck. Did So have you watched any Loki?
No Loki yet. I'm trying to actually build it up a little bit so we can watch a few.
I think there's I think this week there'll be 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it worth
I've
it?
watched 3.
Yeah.
I enjoying it. I'm enjoying it
Yeah.
because he's a good actor and he's really carrying the whole series. Okay. Like he's fun to watch. I think he's finally like playing the Loki like that we want. And he's doing a really good job at it. And this first couple episodes, we got to see him just like he's not the evil dickhead.
Right.
I think he's kind of figured out his purpose, and the actor's just doing a really good job playing him. So from that regard, I'm really enjoying it because.
And the other guy's gone, right? The other guy that was working for the timekeepers.
Oh, no.
Is he still in it?
The Wilson?
Yeah.
No, he's still in it.
He's still in it.
His
Okay.
partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Owen Wilson or Luke Wilson. Yeah, I think it's Owen Wilson.
No. I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, that was Owen Wilson, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, he's still in it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No, it like I said, it's actually it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. I mean, I was like, ooh, cool. I get to watch that. Yeah. I think 3 episodes, maybe. I think there's 3 episodes. There'll be 4 episodes this week. Yeah. Episode 4 is this week. Yeah. And then I watched something else this week. Which I don't know why. I should have just gone to sleep. But for some reason, over the course of, because the girls were gone. And so, even though I went to bed early every night, it was, I still had a couple hours to watch some shit. And I was just very tired. So on Peacock, they have a show called Miss Davis. And I'll just leave it at that. I don't even know how to explain this show. I mean, it is the craziest freaking show I've ever watched. Like it makes no sense. Like they literally took every idea for a show and combined them into one show. There's Jesus.
What's the setting? Like, what's the setting?
There now. It's like I said, it makes no sense. It's Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's a nun. It's a rebel force. It's an AI app. It's a quest for Holy Grail. It's secret underground organizations. It's just crazy people. Makes no sense. Like the trailer. No. Oh, there's magicians. There's magicians in it too. Donuts. Donuts were good.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm still watching Gen V.
Yeah.
Still bad episodes, so still been good. Just wish I could watch it all instead of piece by piece, but it's the only complaint. Good show.
Was it on Amazon? That's Amazon, right?
It's on Prime, yeah. So it's in the boys' universe,
right? But it's a week by week right now, right? They haven't.
It's a week by week, but now there's probably like 5 or 6 episodes. But it'll definitely be worth a watch if you get time to download it. Soldier Boy made an appearance in the latest episode, so that's
singer?
With the what?
The singer, Soldier Boy, the singer.
No. Soldier Boy from The Boys.
Oh, I don't know.
It's the one that's like, so what's the big bads? The
I never watched the other. I gave up on The Boys.
You didn't watch. You know who the big bad is, but you didn't see him. I'm talking about the dude. He's supposed to be like Superman.
Oh yeah.
So that guy, there's that guy, and he's the main bad guy, right?
Yeah.
This other dude, Soldier Boy, was him before he was him, back in the 40s and 50s, like when World War II was going on. And he ended up getting captured by Russia, and then they ended up saying that he was a Russian operative. So they break him out, and it ends up being being Dean from Supernatural is
Oh,
playing
nice. Yeah.
Jared Eccles or something like that.
Yeah.
Plays him perfectly, dude. He plays the same character he was, the jerk, smartass
Hmm.
character, and he plays him as the soldier boy. So he's like one of the only people that's as powerful as the other guy. But he shows up in the last episode of Gen V, which is he was pretty funny in it.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to. I mean,
I think Gen V is better than the boys.
the boys just lost me, man. I don't know. It got so like it, it went so far left. I mean, the show I just watched went so far left, but
Yeah,
I mean, there was a couple scenes where like people's heads exploded, and I was
yeah,
like, "What the fuck?" I mean, really? You
yeah.
know? And it's like, I guess that's okay now. Like, yeah,
Well, I mean, if you're judging by the movie we just watched, that I did not expect any of that stuff to happen.
that's true. That's true.
I was like,
Let's let's get into it. Let's all right.
yeah.
So Bert Kreischer's The Machine. You've never seen his stand up,
I've
so
watched stand up before, but I don't watch stand up much, so I
right,
only see the clips on
right.
YouTube in there.
But nice enough they gave you the whole at the beginning of the scene. I like how
Right.
they or the beginning of the show they kind of brought in the whole like you
Stand up
know
act,
yeah yeah. So that was cool. Um, so you had that to kind of go off of. Um,
which is his famous story. That's like
yep.
what everybody knows him for,
Yeah.
besides being drunk with his shirt off. You know, that's what everyone knows him for is that story.
Right.
So they started off with that, and like, well, I just got to say, like, I love the movie. I thought the movie was
Okay. Good.
freaking. I thought the movie is. It was fun. It was funny. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was like I thought it was a very for me it's like a perfect movie because it's absurd the shit that happens,
Yeah.
but it's meant to be absurd. Like it's an
Yeah.
absurd situation.
Well,
It's an
it
absurd
was
story.
almost like it was almost a documentary from time to
Yeah,
time. So there was some first person and third person shit that kept happening, and you
yeah,
were like, "Wait, is he talking to the camera? Who's he talking to? He's
yeah,
talking to us, but I mean, do the people in the room know he's talking to us?" You
yeah.
know, and then because there was like this whole, which I thought was great, and then Mark Hamill was amazing in it.
Dude, I didn't know Mark Hamill was gonna be in this and he popped up and I was like, oh shit. Mark Hamill freaking killed it in this movie.
Yeah, he got to do the Joker voice.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
dude, he was freaking awesome as the old man dad.
yeah,
That's he really he played this part perfectly.
yeah. I like it when he was like, you know, go be the machine. But
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the MF machine. And he just
I loved it when he was like, your mom was a missionary type of gal. And he's like, but Natasha over here.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, dude.
yeah.
That
It,
was hilarious.
to me it was like I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I laughed. I thought I was like, man, they did a really good job in this. I thought there was all the Tom is fat. I don't know if you noticed any of that shit written on the wall.
No, I
Because his
didn't.
partner is Tom Segura. That's the one
Uh,
the podcast that he goes, Two Bears, One Cave.
yeah.
Um, and so there was some scenes where like there was like on the walls it says Tom is fat, you know.
That's yeah.
And there was and he even said it once, my friend Tom, the fat guy, who Tom has lost all this weight and really isn't fat anymore.
Yeah.
But I thought that was funny.
Yeah. I
Those
thought the
were
movie
the
was well.
Easter eggs.
Well,
What's
it
that?
was well put together because they were
Oh yeah.
showing, like, the flashbacks, but blending it in with current time, and, like, they could all see the scene that he's talking about. I thought that
Yeah.
was cool. That
Yeah.
that added something to it.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing was is that movie had to sit on the shelf for a year
Really.
because of the war.
That's
The war
right,
in the
huh?
Ukraine had
Yeah,
to
that's right.
they had to wait a year and a half before they released the movie. So
Yeah.
he's friends with this radio DJ that's here and like their buddies and shit. And so, he'd already seen the movie, and he's like, dude, when are we gonna get the movie? And he's like, dude, the Ukraine thing is just killing me. Because I mean, you really can't bring out a Russian movie,
Right.
And after watching it, I kind of get it, but I think it would have been okay because I mean,
Yeah.
you learn to kind of accept the girl,
Right.
because but she's still a cold-blooded killer. So I mean, you
Yeah.
know, you're
Well, and the
never
thing is,
really gonna
like,
be safe.
I think people forget, like, you can hate the Russian government, not hate the Russian people.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I'm saying? Like, you can
Right.
hate what the Russian like, you can hate what America's doing and not hate all Americans. It often never works like that, but
I was gonna say I don't think it ever works like that.
yeah, I don't think it ever works like that, but it could in theory and probably should work like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not going to, but
Yeah, it's not going to, but hey.
yeah, and it's fun. So when they finally get the watch, it was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, and then of course she breaks it in the end because she just shoots her dad. She's like, die, bitch. Um,
exactly. Well, like, when they get to watch, that's when the movie peaks because then you're getting full Bert, you're getting the machine.
yes, yeah.
He
At that
he's
point, yeah, they have that moment where it's like, uh, you can be both. You have to be both. You can't just
right.
be. You, and I feel that's sadly, that's what life typically is when people decide they want to, like they go too far,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like the movie Nobody. Um,
Right.
here's this John Wick character that decides he wants to get married, have kids, have a life, and he can't. That homework life balance doesn't. He just goes too far, dad. Um, and it's I feel a lot of people are that way. It usually involves church.
Yeah, well, people go hard. Yeah, they do. They get invested in something, they just go all in on it,
They
yeah.
go all in, and it's like, but the sad thing is like that usually doesn't last.
Yeah,
Because it's too hard to be that far left or right, and I don't mean politically. It's just, when you're always stretching the rubber band out, it's always pulling back on you. So you have to find that commonality between what it is you do and who you are. Um,
wanted to
and
be like it's like my wife's example, Cassie, when she goes on a diet, her diet is, "I'm just not gonna eat.
yeah,
I'm gonna eat some pickles,"
yeah,
and, like, yeah, you'll drop all the weight, but it's just not sustainable to do it all the time like that, so
yeah,
you're
yeah. You
you're
can't
just
just
going
live
boom,
off
boom,
pickles.
boom, boom. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's like they talk about all the time, work life balance and stuff like that. And it's
yeah,
funny that that's at the core of it. That's other than this really cool adventure movie. That was the that was the message in the movie is finding out how to be a dad and also this character Bert Kreischer that is the stand-up comedian and does all this funny shit and life kind of happens around him because I feel like a comedian has to be able to because they just tell stories. I mean, most comedians just tell stories, and and it's not like they're living some gangster lifestyle of just pure like insanity of they find the cracks in the humor in day-to-day shit and learn how to say it at the right time,
yeah.
which it's that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, it's like, say you have a YouTube car audio channel. People's like, "Yeah, I know you for YouTube." I'm like, "Guess why I also review movies." Like, "We're not watching that shit."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially tonight. Especially tonight. I,
Uh,
I feel like the comments were broken tonight. This is pretty pitiful. Um, uh, yeah, 100%. I mean, well, it's funny too because like on these channels, I get to cuss.
right,
And
yeah,
most people, like occasionally on a live show, I'll say something,
right,
but it's Bill Cosby, it's at the exact time when that word needs to be said, and it's not just given out as a oh shit. You know, it's there are 10 words to use, but the one that is going to give the best response is the bad one. You know, whereas in day-to-day conversations, so I'm a big fan of the F-bomb. Like in normal conversations, it's just a word, you know, and it's like the dramatic pause or you know.
Yeah.
And apparently this weekend, when I was at the place I had to go to be with my wife and daughter, I was telling stories and everyone was having a good time. And I was apparently saying the F word a lot, which I was unaware of because I'm just talking, you know, you know, I don't want to police myself all the time.
Yeah.
So, and instead of somebody saying, like, my mom would just be like, bro,
Yeah.
enough. And I'd be like, oh, my bad. No problem.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what, you know, if it offends you, I apologize. I will clearly not use the F bomb every other word because it's not working
Yeah.
for you. But instead, it was like, you know, man, if he doesn't stop, you know, they go into the house and if he doesn't stop saying that, I'm gonna, you know, whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, it's, you know,
Yeah.
it's okay. I mean, all you gotta do is be nice about it and say, hey,
Right.
yeah, sure, no problem. You know,
People have a problem just being direct or telling someone just the truth.
yeah,
Like, start with the truth. Like, if you
yeah.
don't just say it out. You don't have to be mean to somebody to say it.
Well, it was funny because there again, one morning we're at a knowledge fest and you know we're just telling stories and acting stupid and one of my buddies that works at Alpine was like, bro, like this ain't the guy you are on the videos. And I was like, he's like, I don't know how you turn it on and off like that. I was like, it's that balance, you know. It's like
Yeah.
camera's
It's
not
effing
on.
easy, bro. It's effing easy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
know, and I'm like, because you know how I do it? Because I'm getting it out now because I got to go sit in that car for the next hour and a half and have somebody talk to me, and I have to be like, no way, that's so amazing. I can't go like, dude, that's fucking dope, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people don't like that.
You know, when you say you fix that, you start going to the basehead shows, and then problem
Oh yeah,
solved. You
yeah.
will be
Well, I
with
don't.
you will be with your peoples.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, for sure. I gotta get. I'm down. Let's do some basehead
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, totally. Um, what else did I watch? You know, here. All right, so here's something else that was funny. Um, yeah, we did this last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we decided, but I'm still can't remember what show it was I watched on the airplane. Like, I think it's funny that like when we watch some shit and it's like you
Yeah.
just like don't remember nothing. It's like it just goes into a void
It
of like,
happens every single freaking week because
yeah,
I would literally have to write it down in my notes
yeah,
so I can look it up, like, what did I watch? But
yeah,
then once I see the note, I remember everything that happened in the show, but
yeah,
if I don't have the note, I don't even know the show existed.
right, yeah. So have you watched Denzel Washington's version of The Equalizer?
No.
None of them.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It looks good, but
Well, there's one. So it just came with part three.
yeah.
One was good. Two was stupid, and I have no idea what three is. The whole concept of the show, like it was a TV show back in the 90s or 80s, 90s,
Yeah.
80s, back in the 80s. Um, you had Miami Vice, you had the Equalizer. It was an old British white guy named Edward Woodward played the Equalizer. He might have been a sir at this point. Um, former SAS agent, you know, goes to New York to retire and ends up using his wealth of knowledge to help people in need. He puts an ad in the he puts an ad in the newspaper. Need help? Call the Equalizer. You know, and he had some friends, and they do all kinds of silly shit, and that was just
Yeah.
his life. Drove around in a Jaguar. It was a lot of fun. Carried a little Walter PPK, James Bond style, you know, and um, And I fell in love with the show. Like, I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun. It went on for 4 or 5 seasons. It was pretty good. He passed away a couple of years ago. But they bring us to Denzel Washington now, which he gets to play. And it's like, okay. And Denzel Washington has obviously put his spin on it. And then they took it even further, and then they had the Queen Latifah play it on TV. And I'm like, you couldn't get farther from a old British white guy than Queen Latifah. I mean, it's like, what? You know,
Exactly.
and his name is Robert McCall. And so she's like Roberta. You know, it's like, what? The
Yeah.
reason why I ask is because I know on the plane, that's like, it just came out. And I'm like, oh man, I got to watch 3. But if you haven't watched 1 or 2, it's definitely not worth watching part 3. So I will watch it on my own and tell you whether it sucked or not. But
Yeah.
I don't know what else is out.
Dude, and I haven't watched much at all. So I am way
Well, I know there's one on Netflix that I want to watch that has Felicio del Toro. And let's be honest, anything with Felicio del Toro is probably pretty good. Because it's Felicio del Toro and he's got a good voice and everything's pretty sexy. Oh, Gotti, look at that.
Get Gotti.
Man,
Oh, they added the No Hard Feelings. That is on Netflix now.
No Hard Feelings? Which one was that?
That's the one where she goes, they want to hire a woman to have sex with their son that doesn't go outside. They're offering a car, and she's like an Uber driver. So
yeah, that sounds terrible.
It was actually funny.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's, I don't know. You just got to be in the mood. But I will say, shout out to full frontal Jennifer Lawrence nudity in there. That wasn't expected. Yeah.
Oh, that movie. Okay.
Yeah.
So this movie is called Reptile.
Is that Justin Timberlake?
It might be. I don't know. It's yeah, Justin Timberlake and Del Toro. I mean, it's got potential.
Yeah. I'll watch that one.
Okay.
It'll be all right.
So that'll be our homework for the next 2 weeks.
Another show that I'm probably going to start watching is Painkiller.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's the limited series. I think it has 6 episodes, but about OxyContin.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. But that'll probably be one of the next ones that I start up. Cassie's been watching one. I watched it off and on. I can't remember the name of the show, but I listened to a podcast all about it, so I know what happened. It's about 5 boys in New York that were accused of raping a woman in Central Park. 3 of them, one of them went to prison, 2 of them went to juvie, 2 of them didn't serve time. But it's a pretty compelling story because the prosecutor would just zoned in on those 5 kids that happened to be there. They had nothing to do with it, no DNA evidence. And then they served like 8 or 9 years. So they were like all 14, 15, and 13 years old. And they ended up getting out 8 or 9 years later because the person who did it actually came forward.
Wow.
So it's a pretty compelling story. I cannot think of the name of it.
You say that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. When They See Us, I think that's the name of it.
That's funny. No, the only shows that that I've been the only show that I've been watching religiously is the Star Trek Lower Deck.
Yeah.
It's like because nothing. I mean, nothing else is on. Oh, I know what I just watched the last episode of Invasion on Apple
Oh yeah,
TV.
I've heard of other people at work talk about it that
Yeah,
they were
that
good.
was good. I enjoyed that a lot. Um,
I
I,
have been so far in a YouTube rabbit hole that that's basically all I've been watching when I do watch because I can watch it on my phone.
yeah, no, because I watched. Yeah, because which we talked about last week, Silo. So
Yeah.
that was the big show, and then so this week, obviously, I was like, all right, I'm gonna don't really need to watch anything. I want to get some sleep this weekend because I got a big week because we're moving the retail store and just like, yeah, no, yeah, it's like just trying to get content created and up and everything, and it's like but so let me ask you this: have you had any interesting food as of late?
Yeah, we went out Friday and ate at a Italian place by the house.
Okay,
So, it's in another town, but it's actually closer than regular town in
okay,
a weird way. What did I get? I know that I got the chicken parm,
okay,
but with fettuccine alfredo instead of spaghetti.
okay. That's good.
And it was really good because I'd went there before, and I was just trying oddball shit, like Italian nachos. I tried that, and I tried something else. I didn't care for either one of them, and then I'm saying to myself, like, "Don't be stupid. Just get the classics. It's an Italian place. Don't mess around with all this stuff that's not
Right,
the basic Italian stuff."
right.
So, I got the chicken parm, and it was good. It was really good. So, no complaints there. The bread, they do like a French Italian bread.
Oh, very nice.
Fantastic. So,
Yeah, I had to stop at Publix to get some stuff since no one was here. Have you ever had turkey meatloaf? So ground turkey meatloaf.
yeah, I actually have.
Was it good? Because I can tell you the stuff I had was not good.
Was it not? I think ground turkey tastes a lot like ground beef,
I
depending
like
on the
ground
season.
turkey. That's why I got it. But
Yeah,
I and there again, I'm not blaming the ground turkey. I'm probably blaming the
blaming
chef.
the meat 'cause meatloaf could be bad with the ground beef.
Yeah, yeah, and I
Like,
think
there
that
can
was
be
the
bad
problem.
meatloaf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think this was just bad meatloaf, and I was like, this
yeah.
kind of sucks. Um,
Because 'cause I've had it before, and I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good." But I think it depends. Like, turkey's kinda lean, so
yeah.
I don't know. It could be a little dry. Like, when I had it, it was good, but I don't
Well, I mean,
remember.
it
I
could be
think
dry as you want. Just put ketchup all over it. I mean,
right, yeah, yeah.
that's like the one goal of ketchup is like meatloaf.
To lay it. And my family is like they're a big, especially Cassie, on barbecue instead of ketchup on the meatloaf.
I'm fine with that. That would work.
Yeah, which is that's her thing. And I usually just don't put anything on it, and then we just put what we want on top of it later instead of
Right.
cooking. Because if I'm doing, I would rather just cook the ketchup on there, but
Yeah. Yeah.
nobody likes it. So
Yeah. We used to have some family members that would make meatloaf all the time, and they'd put broccoli, ham, and cheese in it too.
ooh, I don't know
It
if I
was
like that.
different. It was
Yeah.
different. It was
I
definitely
mean, I
different.
like all those things. I like cheese, I like ham, and I like broccoli,
Yeah, just
but I
not
don't know
necessarily in
that
your
I like the
meatloaf.
combo. Right.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It was interesting. It was
I don't
interesting.
even
That's
like
for sure.
broccoli in Alfredo, even though that's very common.
I like broccoli on its own. I gotta be honest. Like if you're steaming some broccoli, I just want the broccoli and a bottle of sriracha sauce. To me, that's the best way to
Yeah,
eat broccoli. I just put hot sauce on it and call it a day.
I could do that probably.
Yeah,
Maybe like
I
a hot ranch or something. I like dipping them in ranch.
you
And
know
I like the broccoli head better than the stem.
nobody likes the stem. I mean, the
Yeah,
stem is
I was
yeah,
like, who likes the stem? It's like it's just part of it, so you go ahead and eat it.
yeah, yeah. But that's no, you want the gooey crap on top. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so it was that, and I had my finally had my trip to Arby's. I'm trying to go to Arby's for like because I just wanted curly fries with cheddar. I just was like, oh man, I just want some curly
Mhm.
fries with cheddar. And they were always closed. I was getting home too late. I was like, God damn it. So I finally got my Jamocha shake and my curly fries with cheddar. That was all I ordered. And they were just like, okay.
Have you ever got a hot beef but substituted the beef for turkey?
I've gotten their turkey before, yeah.
Yeah, because you can do the turkey with that cheddar. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's pretty dang good.
I'm sure, yeah, because their cheddar is really good. The Arby's,
Mhm.
I even like their Arby's sauce. I'll get that just to dip the French fries in. But
Yeah, I'll dip my sandwich in Arby's sauce or just put a little tad of it on the sandwich.
yeah, the problem I had was that it's like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, man, they're gonna just give me crappy fries, and I'm gonna be totally depressed. And they did, and I was totally depressed. I was like, God damn it! Could you
Not
make
that
me
many
some French
places have
fries?
good curly fries anymore.
What's
I
that?
mean, it used to. What was the place that was famous for their curly fries? Rallies.
Yeah,
We don't have
probably.
any of those
Yeah,
around here,
no,
so it's like basically an Arby's. I will say, like Arby's, shout out to their cheese sticks. Their cheese sticks are probably the best, followed closely by Sonic.
yeah.
Yeah,
Arby's,
they
Arby's is
they
good.
don't have the meats. Turns out they don't have the meats.
Yeah. Um, I used to go there because they had a turkey gyro that was good.
Yeah.
You know, which is another thing. Like I've had like Greek 3 nights. So I went to the Greek restaurant with Haley before they left, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. And then I went one night when they were gone, and I was like, they had a combination, and I figured out not all combinations are good. So this one was Euro meat and chicken,
Yeah.
and I was like, that was a bad idea. It really
Not
was.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
I like
good.
to get the little Mediterranean salads as your side, and those are pretty good.
They do have a really good Greek salad there. Like I got one last night, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
wow, this thing is like decked out. You know,
Mhm.
um,
It's like a salad.
yeah, but it was all vegetables, so it was really good. And I was like, holy
Yeah.
crap! Like a lot of other than the olives, which I just have no need for. You know,
Yeah. I
luckily they're
actually like
whole olives. You just flick those in the trash can.
them all. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel olives are that love hate thing. You either absolutely love them and they're the best on everything, or it's like it's the plague and it's just got to go.
Dude, if we go to a buffet of any sort, Bailey will grab the little salad bowl and fill it halfway full of black olives, and just eat them. Because olives are so damn expensive. Like it costs $4 for a small can of olives.
See, what
But
I would do that with the little square pieces of cheese.
yeah,
I don't know what it is. You cut cheese into a square. I'm all about that.
dude, I will say that we do a lot of we'll just buy block cheese and use the hand grater.
Hmm.
That is so much better than pre-shredded cheese. The pre-shredded cheese has a waxiness to it, but the fresh stuff, oh,
Yeah,
dude, it's we just literally will just sit there and pop cheese
that's
as
why I
we
don't buy cheese.
yeah, it's easy to do, man. If it's fresh cheese like that,
Yeah, my dad was like, I had to. My dad's been not wanting to go out, and so I've been doing his grocery shopping, and he's like, I need Swiss cheese. It's got to be block. And I'm like, okay. And so I they were out of Swiss cheese, and I was like, all right, well,
yeah,
I'll just get him a packet of. I go, listen, they were out of Swiss cheese. The whole store was out of. They had, so I just got you a pack of. Oh, I gotta have block. I go, okay, so it was either this or nothing. Oh,
yeah,
okay. Well, then I'll take that. I'm like, fold it into a block. You know,
yeah.
stack it on top of one another. I don't care. It was this or nothing, dude. Did you see Olive Garden sells cheese
Yeah,
grater? Oh, no, I didn't know that.
yeah.
I
That's a
mean,
nice better.
that's they have the best, Parmesan cheese for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Like theirs
Like,
is.
tell me when. Be like, when your arm hurts. That's when. That's when you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
I never get as much Parmesan as I truly want when they're putting
Yeah.
it in the soup.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, they've been doing it long enough. Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have a battery operated one at this point. Because
They should. They really should.
yeah, but that's
I guess
probably
it
why
would
they
look
don't.
classy. Yeah.
Because you'd be like, oh damn it, Jimmy forgot to put it on the charger again. God.
Like, give me all of it.
Yeah.
Let's like yesterday we had chili. So Cassie made chili, and she ground up. We had the 1 block pound of cheese. The kind of the big one, not the small one.
Yeah. Not the
And
little
she
one.
ground up half of it, and I was like, "There's 5 of us." I said, "I'm gonna ground up the other half. We're not gonna eat all that." And I was like, "Wait till you see how much I'm putting just on my plate." And then, sure enough, by the time we're done, between me and Matt, we loaded it down.
Well, that was the thing. Like when I was at my first job, we had a Skyline Chili's next door.
Yeah.
And Skyline Chili, like their thing was to put just a boom a head of cheese on there.
Yeah.
And me being a cheese person was like, oh my god, that looks so good.
Yeah.
Not realizing that the cheese was good, but everything underneath the cheese was disgusting. So I could not. Yeah, it was like, ooh, so gross. But they did have really good baked potatoes.
Soup.
What's that?
That's why I like French onion soup. It's just like a big thing of cheese with some bread on top.
Yeah, but then the rest of it's crap.
I like it though. But if you don't like onions, it is definitely not for you.
I like onions, but I don't. It's not enough of a. I don't know. That one has never got me. I mean, I knew friends of ours. Every time we go to a certain restaurant, she'd be like, "I need the French onion soup," and I'd be like, "Why?
Yeah.
You don't ever eat it."
Like if you go to Panera and they give you that nice hearty bread to dip in there and soak it up. Oh man,
I'll just take the bread. Just give me the nice hearty bread. You can keep the soup.
Yeah, see, I want the bread. I want the hearty bread to be soaked in the soup to make it soft.
Well, yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying, just give me butter. I like butter.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me butter balls and we'll be all okay.
Right. But we're big, so we do a lot of like as our side to just be bread with butter, like French bread or whatever, sliced French bread or something. Just a little butter on it, call it good.
Yeah. But it's like when we go to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has like a baguette, like I don't know, that's obviously way bougie baguette. We'll just call it the bougie baguette. And like yeah,
you can, but I don't know. I prefer the cup than not the bread bowl because you get more soup in the bowl.
Yeah.
And then I can have the bread to dip in the bowl as I'm doing it. But with the bread bowl, you can then eat the bread bowl after it's done. So it's not my preferred way.
Yeah, it was a bucket list thing of mine. I was like, oh my god, I always wanted to try it. Always wanted to try it. Never worked out. Finally got to try it, and I was like, oh, this was a bad idea. It's almost like the bread just sucked up all the soup, and there was no soup. And I was like, this sucks. And then the bread tastes like I don't know.
But you were talking about baked potatoes, dude. I had a wonderful baked potato today. We had a barbecue spot they do baked potatoes like this big.
Oh yeah, real baked potatoes.
You can get like a baked potato with all this dressings for $5, or for $9, you can get a meat with it. So whatever, pork, turkey, whatever you want.
Yeah.
I ended up getting brisket. But dude, honestly, the potato's where it's at. Because they put the green onions on there, which I like. They have the really nice, like clarified butter they put in there, and sour cream, and it was just and it is so big. Literally, I didn't finish all the meat. I finished the potato, but that was it, and half of the meat. So
we went to when Kicker was in town when we did the show. We went out to eat afterwards, typical Kicker style.
Yeah.
And we went up the street to Smoky Bones. We have this restaurant called Smoky Bones chain store. And I was like, yeah, I'll take a baked potato. And I was like, holy, it was the smallest baked potato. I mean, dude, it was like this big. It was like a pickle. And I was like,
fell out of a bag.
Yeah, I was like, "What the how
Yeah.
how did you even find a potato this small?" Even the kicker guys were like, "That is the smallest potato I've ever seen." I was like, "That is beyond the smallest potato." That's like, how did you even find a
Just
potato
grab
that
the whole
small?
thing, eat it 2 bites.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, it's like a buffet potato. You don't get it. It's small because they
Right.
know you don't really want a big potato, you
Mhm.
know. I was like, "This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen." Like, and I was
Was
really
that all
looking
you
forward
ordered
to the
too?
potato. No, I got some. I mean, the whole experience at the place is one of, I don't like it. I don't really like
Yeah.
going there, but it's barbecue, so everyone likes that shit. So we go there every now and then. I never go there unless I'm with somebody else. Like I will
Right.
take people there. I hate it because I always get like sausage, like jalapeno
Yeah.
cheddar sausage or some shit like that. And so it's always amusing because it comes they give you one sausage.
Yeah.
It's like one, and but the plate is like, it's this giant plate, and there's like two sausages on it, and this little ass baked potato, and a little cup of coleslaw, and you're just looking at, or
26
beans.
bucks.
Yeah, and you're just like,
Yeah.
I mean, I paid a lot for this. I could go to a Mexican restaurant and I order refried beans, and I could spackle a wall with the amount of refried beans they give me.
Yeah.
Like, there's more refried beans than I could ever. Or you go whole beans, and it's like they bring you a trough of whole beans that you can never possibly eat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hopefully never possibly, because the farts you get are amazing.
It's literally a meme. So I'm like in a barbecue group. Yeah, exactly. This
Yeah,
American.
dude, I hate it.
I'm
Like,
in a
and even
barbecue.
at Hooters, where they give you this little, it's like it's the ketchup dish.
Yeah.
And you're like, You put, that's the coleslaw I got for 250?" Like,
I think they think most people don't like coleslaw. I like coleslaw though.
yeah,
So, I don't know. Yeah.
dude.
I like good coleslaw. I was like, there's bad coleslaw out there, a
Well,
lot
I
of
I
it.
like mixing my coleslaw and my barbecue baked beans together. Like,
Yeah,
to
I don't
me,
see a problem.
that
Yeah.
is, like, I will literally take one and dump it into the other and be like, "What?"
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know?
would do that. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, it's yummy.
But this, so the memes that you see on these barbecue Facebook groups will be like one sausage, one slice of brisket, some beans, and maybe like a pinch of fries, and it'll be like new barbecue place in town, 26.99.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's what it. Luckily, this place that I go to is not like that, and you just get what you want. Like you want a third pound, half pound, full pound, and they'll load you up with whatever how much meat you want. And they got the big potatoes.
Which
They got
which
pretty
I
good
think is the way
slices.
to do it. Just sell me,
Right.
just, don't put a, like, if listen, give me 3 pieces of sausage is what I want, you know?
Yeah.
Even if I can't eat it. And the other thing too is, like, they they cut it into little quarters,
Yeah.
but they only cut like halfway through. And I was like, "Listen,
That's
if
annoying.
you're not going to cut it all the way through,
Yeah.
don't don't do it."
That's what I like about this one in particular. It's called Blue Ember. So they do butcher blocks. So whenever you get your meat, they're cutting it off of whatever's the smoked, brisket, the whatever, and they put their seasoning on it, which I always ask for extra seasoning. But they'll also, if you get like a chicken thigh leg combo, they'll
Right.
debone it and cut it up for you,
Oh, nice.
which I think is awesome because then you don't got to do the dirty work. You're just in there eating it. Like, yeah, throw extra season on there, bro. Like, I'm gonna tear this chicken leg up.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, hopefully, everyone is hungry now.
Yeah,
And that's where we're gonna end it. Um, we have our homework assignment is Netflix and chill. We're gonna watch the new Justin Timberlake, Benicio del Toro, Benicio, whatever the hell is in Del Toro. What was it? Reptile. Yep, Reptile. So that'll be our homework assignment. We have 2 weeks to complete it, and that's all we got. Thank you for tuning in.
I'm writing it down because I always have to go back and watch to see what we agreed to watch. I'm gonna try to watch Loki too, so we can talk about that.
My problem is I'm going to watch it on the plane. I'm going to try to save that one for the way back. So
Yeah,
it's closer to when, because I got to watch
Fresh.
this stuff like Saturday or Sunday. Because
Yeah,
that's the only time I have. So it's like I got to remember what it was. If it's a sucky movie, forget it. Be like, that movie
Right.
sucked.
yeah. Well, we've had a decent run. The balance is better than it has been in the past. We have watched some stinkers recently, but
Well, yeah, and that's what I was really hoping that the Bert Kreischer movie would be good, and I knew I was going to enjoy it because I love all his stand up. So
yeah,
so
it was. I didn't have reservations on this one. I figured it'd be funny, and it was. So
very nice. Well, thank you guys. You have a wonderful night, and we'll see you later next time. Bye.
see ya.